Hello students, how are you? I welcome everyone to this lesson. This lesson about students. Either you are in your college, high school, university, or you are working on the postgraduate, some sort of academia work, then this lecture is for you. In this lecture, you will be able to know what is academic writing, what is the process of writing academically, and much more. So let's begin today's class. First of all, we have to know what is academic writing. So its definition says academic writing is a formal style of writing used in universities and scholarly publications. It communicates ideas clearly, precisely, and objectively, backed by evidence and structured arguments. As shown in the definition, there is formal tone. It should be evidence based, and it should be structured and objective. Then the writing is called academic writing. Its purpose is to advance knowledge in field, demonstrate critical thinking, engage with existing scholarship. Next, we have to discuss types of academic writing. I am not going to diving deep into these topics. I am just mentioning the names of the types of the academic writing. In the next videos or lectures, I will tell you what they mean and how they are written, how they are processed, and what the purpose are behind them. So let's begin with the first type, essay. Essays are the argument papers. It's not always the argumentative papers, but it argues a position using evidence and reasoning in academic. And in research paper, original investigation of topic with methodology. And in literature review, it's always a synthesis. You have to merge the existing literature into one little piece of literature which reflects the literature of all the previous existing literatures. So, if you are not familiar with the word synthesis, then I recommend you to go on the Google and search for this word. It is very good for you to remember to learn what is mean by synthesis. Its simple means is making summary. Next, dissertation. It's always extended original research for a degree, and lab report documents scientific experiments and findings are called lab reports. So now we are going to discuss the writing process. What is the writing process? A structured approach from idea to polished draft of a writing piece, paper piece, begins with the first step, which is called pre-writing. Yes, as you are seeing on the little card, the pre-writing. It means you are going to brainstorm, you are going to research and outline your argument. The next process is your drafting. Once you have brainstormed, researched, outlined or your argument, then you have to write your first draft without self-censoring. You don't have to check yourself every time either you are writing good or writing bad, either you are writing firmly or informally, either you are writing with the grammar mistakes uh, or clearly. So it's not your concern. You have to put everything on your paper, what comes into your mind. So third process is revision. In revision, you have to strengthen your argument, which you brainstorm and then you wrote in the first draft without self-censoring. You have to strengthen it. Here, you have to read it and you have to make the structure clear, and you have to put the clarity of ideas into it. After putting your arguments and structure and clarity of your ideas, you have to edit. You have to edit some of the parts. What does the process of editing mean? It means you have to fix grammar, punctuation, and word choice. Remember, in academic writing, it is always recommended to use academic words with academic tone. You don't have to use informal words into your or spoken words, which you can be called as the slang words in any language into your academic writing. So, after editing your document, there comes the final stage, which is called proofreading. Proofreading means final check for typos and formatting errors. Maybe there are some of the formatting errors or the types of errors. You can omit them. So here I have a pro tip for you. The writing process is iterative and not linear. Expect to move back and forth between stages. Alright, so that's the most probably working pro tip. Now here, the first of all we have the essay structure. In essay we have three types. The first is the introduction, the second is the body paragraph, and third is the conclusion. In introduction, you have to hook the reader's attention and provide necessary background, context, and state your thesis clearly. And in the body paragraph, you have one main idea per paragraph. Either you are writing for the climate change, you have to carry the idea of climate change from the introduction to the conclusion, and you have to divide all the paragraphs about only this single idea. So you have to prove the evidences, analysis, and explanations or the transition smoothly between the paragraphs, which is very, very important. You have to learn the cohesive devices which you used in the paragraphs. Probably you have to work on the paragraph writing itself, because a paragraph is the building block of an essay. So it's very important for you to focus on the paragraph. This is the very basic step. After you have analyzed the paragraph, then you will be able to compose all the composed of all the composed your paragraphs into one single piece, which can be called essay. So after writing your body paragraphs, you have to conclude your essay. You have to restate thesis in the light of your argument, which you have introduced in the introduction part. So now you have to synthesize all the paragraph which you have wrote about that single idea in conclusion. Include key points or keywords into it, and you have to end with the broader implication or and call to action about uh, that topic. So now, what is thesis statements? A thesis statement is a single sentence, usually at the end of the introduction, that makes a specific arguable claim your essay will prove. Remember, this thesis statement is not the title of the dissertation or a thesis. It is something else. I have some strong thesis and weak thesis example for you to understand what does what does the thesis statements mean. So for strong thesis, social media algorithm amplify political polarization by systematically prioritizing outrage-inducing content over balanced perspective, undermining democratic discourse. So this is the highly academic language. So it is specific and arguable, singles essay direction, and makes debatable claim. So now look at the weak thesis. Social media has both positive and negative effects on society. This is the simple statement which we speak to everyone, but it is not necessarily what we speak to everyone is always an academic writing. Or you can say they're always academic phrases or words. So here is the table of differentiation. It is not too broad in its weight, not arguable, everyone agrees about it. It gives no direction to the essay. There is nothing clarity in it. So that's why this is the strong thesis statement. So now, what is the difference between the academic tone and style and the other forms of writing? So in academic tone and style, or you can say that in academic writing, you have to do these things. What they mean? You have to use formal, precise vocabulary. You have to hedge claims appropriately, suggest either they are your suggestions or your indications. You have to define key terms early. In the first chapter of your introduction, you have to, or any other piece which you are writing, you have to clearly define your all the key terms or all the keywords as well. You have to maintain an objective. Third person voice is always recommended. You cannot use person I or person we, anything, and person you as well. So you have to use discipline specific conventions. So now, in contrast to what to do in the academic writing, what you have not to do is you don't have to contractions. Do not. Colloquialism and slang words are not recommended for this first person unless discipline allows. Okay, it's not first person is not allowed. And sweeping generalizations. Every time you have to, if you have to make some general statements, then you are not writing for the academic purpose. And for academic tone, you have to avoid emotional or biased language as well. So citation and references is very important. Why it is important? Because once you claim or given the fact in your writing, you have to provide evidence. You have to provide some sort of reference to claim to prove your claim. So now, by reference, citations support your argument, acknowledge intellectual depths, and allow readers to verify your sources as well. So we use some APS style, MLS style, or Chicago style. Uh, we use both these kinds of style in text citations and in the reference list or the bibliography. Sorry. In APA, you have to use author date system, common in English science. You can see here first the name, then it followed by the year, and after page number. In MLA, you have to write the author name and page number. Do not write P dot or year. And in Chicago, you have to mention the number, okay, and then write the writer's name or author name and its title, and after that the page number. It's a Chicago style. So in-text citation, you mean a brief reference within the body of your writing that points to the full entry in your reference list. And reference list is the complete list of all sources cited or formatted, chosen, style, guided. So now, it's very important to avoid plagiarism. You are not expected to copy and paste all the written text which have already been written. And now, in this the age of AI, you are also required to avoid get content from directly AI agents. So, plagiarism means presenting someone else's ideas, words, or work as your own without proper attribution, intentional or not. You mean or you not mean, if you are using someone else's work, you are going to plagiarize your work. So, for it, direct copying is directly prohibited. Reproducing text verbatim without quotation marks or a citation is not allowed. And paraphrase plagiarism. Restating someone's ideas in your own words without citing is also some kind of paraphrase plagiarism. It's also avoided. What is mosaic plagiarism? Mixing copied phrases with your own style. It's also kind of plagiarism. And the self plagiarism, resubmitting your own prior work without disclosure. It's also kind of plagiarism because it's already on your you can say on the sites of your universities. So paraphrasing tips is that then read, understand, set aside sources, write from memory what you get from them, the core idea, then cite it, what you are claiming for, and never just swap synonyms. So common mistakes to avoid in academic writing. Run-on sentences. Two independent clauses joined without proper punctuation or conjunction is called run-on sentences. Today, AI is using these sorts of sentences. So it's very important for you to analyze and uh, and I recommend you to use just simple sentences. Don't get on the run-on sentences. So you don't have to make your wage arguments. Claims unsupported by specific evidence, data, or example. Every once you have made your argument or any claim, you have to provide specific evidence, data, or example with proper citation. Do not overquote. It's prohibited. It's a common mistake which everyone does in their academic work, relying on quotes instead of analyzing and paraphrasing sources. Once you are using a quote, you have to analyze it in your own words. You have to link that quotation to the idea of the thesis statement of your which you have chosen. So every time you use quote, you have to explain in your own words. Do not go with poor paragraph structure. Missing topic sentence or failing to link back to the thesis, it's not recommended. As I mentioned earlier, go and work on your paragraph structure and paragraph writing. Then informal language, using contractions or slang words or first person were not are not appropriate for academics. And similarly, inconsistent referencing. If you are going to make references inconsistent or mixing styles or missing the proper references is not allowed. So I have some of the tips for your improvement or in the academic writing. So first of all, read widely. Study journal articles in your field to absorb academic style and structure. So the purpose of reading journals is to absorb academic style and structure. And then go for the reverse outlining. After drafting, write a one sentence summary of each paragraph. Check argument flow. It's always very important. Seek feedback from your either from your peers, your class fellows, or your teachers. Use your institution's writing center and ask peer to review your draft. Then write regularly. Like any skill, consistent practice, even journaling improves academic fluency as well. And use style guides. Keep your discipline styles manual and grammar guide choose whenever you are going for writing academic fields. So here in this lesson, I am going to sum up all the lecture. We have some of the key takeaways. We read the academic writing is formal, evidence-based, and structured. We also read every essay needs a clear, arguable thesis statement, and we have to avoid plagiarism, even accidental plagiarism, which carries serious academic consequences. So we have to follow the writing process, which is to plan, draft, revise, edit, and proofread, and we have to cite our work with the proper references, which are not negotiable. Choose one style and be consistent. And we have to improve. Improvement comes from the reading and consistent practices. You have to read the journal articles as much as you can and practice on writing, on pre-writing before going to actually write your uh, academic piece, whichever you are writing for. So that's the end of this lecture.